everybody, Christian Rivera here, aka C-Note. I'm a multimedia designer. This is my first time using Anchor. I'm pretty excited about it. I've heard about this platform, and I think audio is an interesting frontier that is seeing a bit of a renaissance. I mean, we've known radio for the longest time, but Anchor allows the opportunity to really mix radio with the modern day way of selecting your content. So I thought it would be ideal to jump in because it's easy, it's quick. I have my own podcast called Zero Laugh Track. It's a comedy podcast, and I get a little bit discouraged because it involves a bit of a process where I have to record audio to a audio recorder and then transfer those files to my laptop, edit it all together, add the music, then post it, and do all those things. And really, in the grand scheme of things, that is so much easier than it used to be. But now with Anchor, and as you know, being on this platform, maybe you're just a listener, but it's incredibly easy, and that's exactly what I was looking for. So, welcome to the show. I don't know what this show is really going to be. I have a lot of hats that I wear. I do a lot of things. Right now, I am on my way to work, so I do have a full-time job. I should probably get that out of the way first. And I am a multimedia designer for a big company. I focus on video and web, but me as a personal professional, I do writing, comedy writing, really as well as any kind of copywriting, social media marketing, which video games. I play video games. I talk about video games. I do video content. I do photography at Future Boy Media, which is a Instagram account there's Facebook and then there's Twitter as well, but it's mostly an Instagram account. And there's also I design t-shirts as well, Uproar Attire. So I do a lot of different things. I figure I could use this as a means to talk about my process, share the projects that I'm working on, as well as share different concepts behind social media marketing, video editing, video content, how to get people's attention, how to start your ideas, and maybe some days where I just talk about getting through excuses, because we all make excuses for the things that we want to do and that we're not taking the time to get to. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to get those thoughts out there. Maybe it'll be short shows, maybe they'll be a little bit longer, and just test the waters and see if people like the show, see if people like this format, like this platform, and then we'll go from there. So I want to thank you guys for listening. I'll go through a couple other snippets for this episode, but for right now, that's the official introduction. My name is Christian Rivera, aka C-Note, as a lot of my friends call me. My best friend in high school gave me that name, and people at work give me that name as well. So, I don't know, maybe that's something I go with. If you want to find out more of my work, go to HiMyNameIsChristian.com, and I'll see you there. Sign up for the newsletter, please. I had an interesting talk this weekend with some colleagues of mine, some fellow freelancers, some fellow people. I should say they're entrepreneurs. I mean, they're making it happen, and I'm just still doing freelance work, but for the most part, I'm working the full-time job and sort of pushing myself as a personal brand. So the conversations I had this weekend were interesting. It was actually in the moment. We were helping each other, give each other ideas for our businesses, for our different career paths, and one of us kind of didn't have such a great profile picture, which I think is an important aspect of business. I mean, you look on LinkedIn profiles and everyone's got a professional photo, but I think the difference is you want to be able to take a professional photo that conveys who you are as a person, and not necessarily something that's a boring headshot on a white wall. You know, maybe you want to put yourself in a beach setting or in front of a bunch of books, something that maybe conveys a little bit of your personality has some good lighting, and shows who you are. Her photo did not reflect that. So in the moment, as we were talking about it, we decided to go help her take her photo. We had 2 photographers, me and the person who actually took the photo, and we decided to take that moment to get her a nice professional photo. We took her outside. We had the beach in the background. It was an absolute beautiful sight. So we took a couple great photos, and now she has a wonderful profile picture. And that's a good example of taking the time to correct issues that you've had for a long time, and really handling it in the moment. I mean, that was something that is a big deal. A profile image is like, the first thing that you see when you come to someone's profile.
Slowdown caused by a crash on I-15 South in 1 mile. You are still on the fastest route. That's
my Google Maps telling me that everything that I already know. What was I saying? Profile picture. I mean, what you can do is really try to identify what the small little tweaks are in your business, or what your personal brand, or whatever the situation may be, and taking the few moments to get it done. It really works with anything. If you have something that you're capable of knocking out within 5 minutes, you should just do it. Just stop everything and just do it. Especially something that has such a big impact like a profile picture. It's kind of silly to just keep ignoring it and saying, I haven't had time to take one. Just find a friend who can take a good picture and get it done. That's all you have to do. And then post that shit on Instagram, post it everywhere you need, and just say, hey, check out my great new profile picture. And that could be the way to launch, the renaissance of your business if it's been slowed down for a while. You can really use that as your opportunity to get things going again. So, really, that's one little way that you can make a big difference on your business. So if you want to check out my profile picture, which I recently updated, you can go to Instagram.com/rivalmydesign. Why am I saying Instagram.com? Like, nobody goes to Instagram.com. Search for me on Instagram at rivalmydesign. That is my username for all the things. So Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Rival My Design. That is me and my personal channel. And then on Rival My Design, you'll see links to my other channels for my various projects. And follow me there, and I'll share some more. If you've been dying to start that podcast about doves, or about your favorite jacket, or about a long-lost love, or a murder mystery about a cat who murdered everybody, you can start it now on Spotify for podcasters. I've been on Anchor for a long time, and now it is officially Spotify for podcasters, and it has been a platform that has been growing for forever. And I love it, and I still use it to this day, and it has hosted this podcast for 500 plus episodes now. So I highly recommend it. It is free to use. Spotify for podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. I'm literally on my bed recording on my, the phone is on the bed, and I'm just talking, and it's not that complicated. And then you can distribute your podcast on Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are heard. So video podcasts are available too if you want to show your pretty face and have people see you. And you can do all that too. So just do it. It's totally free, no catch. Give it a try. Spotify for podcasters. Let's go. As for the fun stuff this weekend, I went to go see Spider-Man Homecoming. So this is a quick non-spoiler review of Spider-Man Homecoming. I absolutely loved it. You'll learn that I'm a bit of a nerd as we go along, so maybe I'll mix in some movie reviews or game reviews or stuff like that, whatever I find interesting that I'd like to share with you guys. So Spider-Man Homecoming, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was very, the pacing was excellent. It was very frantic in the way that Spider-Man is as a character, that Peter Parker is as a character. Tom Holland really killed it as Peter Parker. He really nailed down like the nervous energy, and I just love the high, like crackly, squeaky 15-year-old kid voice. I mean, because of his muscle structure, you can kind of tell that he's a 20-year-old kid, but because he's also Spider-Man, you can kind of get away with that. What I loved, though, that really supplemented it was that the high school kids were, they looked that age. I don't know if they actually were the actors, which is a good sign. I couldn't tell if they were or not. So I thought the attitudes were fairly average. They didn't have anybody who was like overly attractive. Like they were good-looking kids, but they were like not like she's all that level of like 30-year-olds playing teenagers. Like it was in the 90s. Like it's funny looking back at all those 90s movies and seeing all those people that are very evidently 30 years old trying to pretend to be teenagers. It's like amazing how that went completely over our heads. I'm sure older people at the time were like, this is ridiculous, but I remember being a kid and not really thinking about that. I'm really just feeling bad about myself for not being that pretty. But I think they handled the high school part really, really well. That's what I loved about it so much. There was a lot of nervous energy. It wasn't like your typical jocks and nerds and whatnot. He was in a scientific school, so it was really those types of people. It was all intelligent kids, but they were, they still were diverse enough. And I don't mean that in like the racial sense. I mean they were, but their personalities were more diverse and very like, everybody was like strangely supportive. There wasn't like any unnecessary drama. The only drama you could probably think of is like Flash Thompson. But you can see that that's rooted in jealousy. So it's not just some bully picking on Peter Parker for really no evident reason. So I really liked that. The high school stuff was fun. There was some nods to previous movies, previous like high school movies. And I think that was because it was written by, partially, I think it was co-written by someone who was, I can't remember his name, but he was in Freaks and Geeks. He also played Sweets on Bones. And I think that really showed in the way that the high school elements were portrayed. So I loved that aspect of the movie. I mean, I could focus on just the high school elements, but the action was really excellent. The action scenes were amazing. Michael Keaton was spectacular. That man is top tier acting constantly. Like he kills it every time he's in something. Especially these days. Like he's just kind of having this like, I wouldn't say a comeback. He didn't really need to have a comeback, but he's really showing back up, and that's another way of saying comeback, I guess. Showing up and just showing everyone the ropes, how it's done. The Vulture is a character that I didn't think would be pulled off on the big screen, but he absolutely did it. And I loved the set design, I loved the costume design, the character development. This world really felt like it was lived in. There was people there. There was, it didn't feel like my favorite previous Spider-Man was Spider-Man 2. And the big difference between this and Spider-Man 2 was Spider-Man 2 felt more like a stage play. Just the way it was shot and the way it was acted, the music, all of that stuff. And I think that gives it its charm. I think that allows it to continue to be a great movie. But this one felt like a big blockbuster movie that was kind of grounded at the same time. It fit into the Marvel Universe nicely, and I really loved it. So if you haven't gone to see it, I suggest you go check that out. So I want to thank you guys for listening to this first episode of, I don't know what it's called yet. Hi, my name is Christian. That's me. That's my brand. That's who I am. So this is the Hi, my name is Christian show. I don't know. I'll think of it later. The C-Note show. I don't know. If you have any good ideas, I would appreciate that. Go to himynameschristian.com. Maybe check me out on Instagram at Rival My Design. If you have any ideas based on what you can figure out about me for the name of this show or the content that I've talked about so far, I'll take the ideas. And that would be fantastic. So for sort of this, I like this call-in feature. So I'd be interested to know, what are you curious about when it comes to social media? What do you feel like you're stuck on? Is there, what places are you currently using how do I rephrase this? What social media platforms are you utilizing to promote your business? I would love to hear how you're making that happen, or if you have questions about how you can improve that. I would love to be able to answer those questions and help you grow your business. That would be super rad. So thanks for watching the show. I hope you would favor it and applaud it and all those good things. Hi, my name is Christian.com. Rival my design in all platforms, and I will catch you tomorrow.